Hey guys, be sure to press like and subscribe. Today I want to talk a little bit about the dangers of mosquitoes in the Philippines. Um, we have a lot of diseases here. Some are spread through mosquitoes, whatever, like dengue, and there's a few others. Um, but I'm going to talk about some that have affected me right now, and then we'll do the other ones some other day, like dengue and stuff. But there's a thing called Skeeter syndrome. It's kind of like an allergy, I guess you would call it, to mosquitoes. Now, what's funny is I've always gotten bit by mosquitoes as a kid. I used to live up in New England, and I lived in an area that was a little bit swampy in Massachusetts, and I had gotten bitten up there by mosquitoes. It was never a big deal. I just, you get the little welt and it goes away. But when I come over here to the Philippines, okay, I got bit one time, and I got something called Skeeter syndrome. Now, back then, I don't think it had the name Skeeter syndrome, but that's the name that they give it now. What it was that I got bitten. I got bitten in the face, okay? And my face all swelled up. And I'm like 99% sure it was a mosquito. Everybody else was saying they thought it might have been a spider, but I looked up spiders in the Philippines, and it probably wasn't a spider, but it was probably just a mosquito bite. And my face swelled up and it went away. And it only lasted about 3 or 4 hours, but my face I looked like the Elephant Man, because the face had swelled up, probably like about an inch out, maybe a little bit further. And then as fast as it came, it went, and my eye was all puffed up and everything. But that's something you want to be worried about over here, because the mosquitoes over here are a bit different than back home. They carry what seems like more germs, different types of germs, different types of bacteria that your body's not used to, and they carry diseases, okay? Well, this is hitting me right now, okay? I got bit by a mosquito that bit me 5 times on the leg. This was a while ago, and it seemed like the bites never went away because they just kind of sat there. They lingered. There was 5 bites in a row. And after that, I noticed that every time I got a bug bite, after that one bite, actually 5 bites, but it was probably for one mosquito, I noticed that every time I got a scratch or a mosquito bite, they lingered. And sometimes they lingered for a long, long time. They never went away. They just kind of sat there, be a red bump there. It always looked like it was swollen, never going away. And then all of a sudden, like this past October, I had a week where it got really bad. And I went in, and the doctor said she thought I had cellulitis or something like that. So I was like, okay. And it can be caused by mosquito bites because the staph or the strep bacteria can get in there to cause the cellulitis, and it just goes crazy. Okay, so what happened was I took like they gave me 2 Z-Packs, okay, which didn't work out that well. So afterwards, it seemed like it kind of went away, but it was still kind of lingering. And fast forward to now, okay, and my sister kept mentioning she thinks I had cellulitis, and she had mentioned this before when I had it before, and I did get treated for it. The doctor, in between, because I did see a doctor in between, says no, that's not cellulitis. It's eczema or psoriasis or something like that. I'm like, no, this is no way. I says because my legs and arms have always been flawless. Like I've never had any marks, any infections or anything like that. I've always been very lucky with infections, and all of a sudden I started getting them, and I'm not diabetic or anything like that. I was pre-diabetic. I beat that. I'm not even on the scale anymore for diabetes. So I'm like, this can't be happening to me. This is just not normal. So I went back to my doctor and I told her, I said, look, I think I got cellulitis. And she didn't disagree with me. I told her, I says, can you put me on amoxicillin, and put me on for long term so we can wipe this thing out once and for all. So she put me on it for 2 weeks, and she's going to put me on a regimen for about a month probably afterwards, where I keep on taking it, like so it'll just make sure that this is gone from my system. Now, yesterday was when I seen the doctor, and here's the kicker: the best deal in town, $6. So for you guys that are worried about outpatient, doctor's visits over here, $6. I've seen specialists for 8, okay, and sometimes you see them, they're a little bit more than that. Depends where you go to see them, whether you're seeing them at De La Salle University or you're seeing them on the outside. Sometimes they charge 10, 12, but, who cares? It's a specialist. But anyway, I seen this regular doctor, and I saw her at one of the medical clinics, local medical clinics, right down the street from me, and she put me on amoxicillin. Okay, now I'm looking at my leg right now, and everything. It looks like it's starting to heal a little bit, but it looks like in one section, the red is starting to like spread out a little bit and get like a little bit redder in one of them. The other ones are starting to heal up a little bit. It seems like they're starting to go away a little bit, and I'm hoping that that's what's going on. I'll know more in the next, like, probably after like 5 days of being on the medicine, I'll know, where I'm at. If this doesn't work, then I'm probably gonna have to go to the hospital and get IV drugs, okay? Which I really don't want to have to do, but I might have to, and if I have to sit in there for 5 days or whatever, and then do a continuous, pill regimen afterwards, then I'll have to do it. But these are the dangers of mosquitoes over here, guys. And I've, like I said, I had the Skeeter syndrome, which went away on its own. And sometimes it does, and sometimes you have to be put on something. And then sometimes, usually Skeeter syndrome is not that serious, and it's not that common. But it is more common probably in people from Europe or the United States or somewhere else besides the Philippines, because these people are used to getting bit by bugs. It just doesn't affect them anymore because it's in their blood already how to fight this stuff off. These people have like a strong immunity, they really, really do. And as Americans and Europeans, we don't have that immunity over here. We're getting used to all these new bacteria and stuff. And even after being here for quite a while, I'm still not, all immuned up, So, but anyway, I did want to talk about this a little bit because I think it's seriously important. And yesterday when I went to the doctor, it just kind of reminded me, that we really have to be careful over here. And I'm a clean person. I'm constantly wiping down with alcohol and stuff like that because I'm worried about getting some kind of bacteria here. Because after my skin started getting bad, I started really getting worried about like what, and I was always clean before that. I'm a clean freak. If you saw my house, it's super, super clean. It's not dirty. I mean, a lot of times you see these dirty expats walking around and, and I'm not like that. I'm very, very clean. I'm super clean. My clothes are clean. I take 2 baths a day. And the funny thing is, the other day I went to Prime Steakhouse, okay, and I was sitting in Prime Steakhouse, and this guy walked in there, and I happened to notice his legs, and I was like, wow, that guy's legs are about 5 times worse than mine, and he had to have had cellulitis and maybe didn't know it or something like that. And you can die. Here's the thing about cellulitis, is you can die from cellulitis. Okay, because you can get like sepsis or get some sort of, it just goes wacko and they can't heal it anymore. Or there's a type that they can't cure because it just doesn't work with, doesn't work with antibiotics. It's resistant to it. So you really got to be careful because, like, I don't know if that's a flesh-eating version or whatever, but like that's why you got to be careful of mosquito bites over here. And that's without even getting into all the other mosquito diseases that are here. Is it common? Dengue is very common here. It can be very common in certain sections, more in some sections than others. Now, on a rainy day, and it's kind of like a rainy day today, but it's not raining right now, but it's cloudy, there's mosquitoes around, okay? And then there's days that, you only get mosquitoes for like maybe about an hour or so, and that's it. You hardly ever see them after that. They're here from like between 5 and 6. But anyway, guys, I wanted to throw that out there, and I wanted to tell you, beware of mosquitoes over here. Beware of them, and put out, like, you can buy citronella candles. You can buy citronella lamps over here that burn the citronella oil. Use those. Don't be afraid to use those. Get the bug zappers. If you're out in a place like where I'm at, like this here, we've had bug zappers here. One of them broke, and it didn't work too well. So I'm thinking about buying another one over here. They're only, like, they probably started about 20 to 40 bucks. I mean, how can you go wrong on that? $20 or $40. That's 1,000 to 2,000 pesos for a good bug zapper, and it's well worth it. And it'll give you a little bit of light. Yeah, you have to listen to the zaps a little bit, but I mean, after a while it slows down because the mosquitoes just go away. And it's usually during that 1 hour period. Then after that, they just kind of, like I said, they just kind of go away, But anyway, guys, God bless. and beware of mosquitoes. Seriously, you know, because what happened to me can happen to you. And if you saw my legs right now, you'd know what I'm talking about. It's my legs look like hamburger, you know, and I'm very mindful of what I look like. I like to look clean and stuff like that, and I don't like to have things like that on me. And I've been fighting this for a while, taking vitamins and vitamin C. I mean, I'm looking at my legs right now, and it's I'd show them on camera, but it's embarrassing. It's just not a pretty picture. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care, okay? And be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you.